I don't want to rule or conquer anyone.
My main interest is to preserve our democratic institutions.
Whatever the cost may be.
I want to retain the right to vote.
Fight for liberty!
I have the right to speak freely.
We, the people of the United States,
may prosper together.
We shall never surrender.
In the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Welcome back to the Progressive Patriots. It's a bit of a somber intro, given how things have been playing out, or how they played out specifically on the night of November 5th leading into the 6th. To say that the outcome was less than desirable is to put it mildly, as I'm sure you all know. Definitely not what I had hoped. Definitely not. I feel pretty strong in my assertion of speaking on your behalf and saying it's not what you wanted either. If you're here listening to this, chances are highly likely this is not at all the outcome that we had wanted, that we hoped for. You know, some of these things were, despite the copium on the left, losing the Senate, like I saw that shit coming a mile away. It was always an uphill battle, and a lot of those battles were going to be beyond winning. It's unfortunate, like when you look at, in particular, John Tester out in Montana. Like this is a man who's been fighting for the working class his entire life in politics. So for him to lose his seat to a MAGA flunky is obviously not the ideal outcome. We have some wins, I guess. For one, Rubin here in Arizona wins his bid, so congrats to him. This shit's been, a long time coming. He's been putting in the work, so this is very much deserved. So congratulations to him and his staff that put this together. Another one is Andy Kim out in New Jersey. He's filling in after Bob Menendez he had all those corruption charges come up. Andy Kim said explicitly, like, I don't give a shit if he's like, I'm going to primary him, essentially. So I'm going to challenge him in the primary, and then Menendez withdraws. So cool. Andy Kim, same thing. This is a dude that's been fighting for the middle class or middle working class his entire life. In politics specifically. So yeah, again, congratulations to him, his campaign. Both of these men they're Rubin, I have had the chance to meet and speak to personally, like off record type of stuff. Like this is a good man. I can assure you this is a good person. And if you are in the working class, middle class, and you're thinking like, holy shit, this government does not at all reflect or represent me. Yes, I agree, because it doesn't. But I can say that we have guys like Andy Kim and Rubin coming into the Senate, and Tammy Baldwin retains her seat. So there are people out there. It's 53 to 47. So filibuster shit still applies. That's pretty much the hope that we have riding here, is that we need to have 4 Democrats defect to pass whatever nonsense measure Republicans are trying to pass. And right now in the House, we're sitting at 219 to 213. We're down. The majority stays just about the same as it is today. Okay, so it's not we have done it before. We have had Republicans in like blue districts or like purple leaning blue districts who have defected on stuff that they know would be in their, if they want to keep their seat, would be in their best interests, right? So that's like, I don't know. I'm looking at this electoral map, man. 312 to 226. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. How is this? How did this happen? I know that there's a lot of people like getting on their soapboxes and chatting all sorts of shit about what Harris did or didn't do. And what I find really fucking fascinating is that a lot of this pontificating, people are contradicting each other. Like people from like on the same broadcast teams or you know from the same outlets are contradicting each other. A personal issue for me was like Gaza, what's happening in Palestine, and there's a lot of complaints that Harris was not pro-Palestine enough, and then there were also complaints that she was not pro-Israel enough. And I don't know, man. Like, are we watching the same thing? Because I have not ever heard that woman stray from the pro-Israel line. Not once. She has always been pro-Israel. She softened her language a lot towards the end and was a little bit more Palestine inclusive towards the end, yes. But it was never all that much. And it really does put the outcome of Michigan into better context. Knowing that there's a really high population of Muslims, Arab Americans, you know, they not only heard what I heard, but they took that to, like, for them, it's a lot more personal. Like, we're talking about our families, right? And you just don't seem to care. For the sake of what? To tap dance for AIPAC? Is that what we're doing? I don't like it either. There is a way that Harris could have towed the line of being, of course, October 7th, blah, blah, blah. She does this shit all the time. Anytime you bring up Gaza, she always has to say October 7th was the beginning of all of this. As if that erased the entire history from October 6th and anything before that. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. There is a middle ground here, and it absolutely begins with stop putting Israel in front of everything, right? 40,000 people plus I'm just using 40,000 as a round fucking number. And then we have to hear Harris bring up that, oh, well, we have to remember October 7th. Homegirl, I assure you that no one forgot, okay? We have not forgotten, especially because you keep fucking bringing it up. And there's so many people who are tired of fucking hearing about it because you keep putting it in front of suffering of the Palestinians. The suffering of the Israelis, which, please do not misunderstand me, horrible shit, okay? I am not at all trying to downplay the horrific tragedy that they suffered. I'm not. But at the same time, we cannot use that tragedy to suppress one that is happening in parallel. I have, and I imagine a lot of people as well, like if you're as far left as I am, I don't want to hear this shit anymore. The Progressive Patriots label, it's not just people who, I love my country so much so, I signed a check to this country with my life payable to, okay? I have put my life on the line for this country. I have seen the brutality of war firsthand. I do not at all want to see us being the United States contributing to horrors that are beyond anything I had ever seen. Anything. My worst days are like a fucking walk in the park compared to what's happening now. This is unacceptable. And a big part of losing Michigan for Harris, I just know it in the heart of my heart. You're not going to convince a high population of Arab and Muslim Americans that they should be more considerate of October 7th when their friends and family are dying en masse for in a situation where the level of lethality was not necessary. The fucking Minister of Defense of the Israeli government resigned or was removed because he was not going along with it anymore. And please do not misunderstand this man. He is absolutely not like some dove of peace. He isn't. But his whole shtick as he was leaving, as he's gotten out and he's been engaging with the press is, we did what we set out to do in Gaza. There's no reason for this to continue. And yet it continues. Something I've been saying pretty much from the fucking beginning. This is ethnic cleansing. That's exactly what we're looking at. Genocide. That's what we're looking at. These places are being razed, just destroyed to rubble, so that the people who originally lived there have nothing to return to. And thus, expelling them becomes all that much more easy. That is to say, you let them walk out alive in the first place. So, I don't know. I don't know what we... I'm not sure what we stand to gain anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why we continue to do this, because it's definitely not necessary for us to support this. A large part of this wanton destruction is enabled by us. And if you really do want to throw October 7th at me, I can really tell you what the retaliation was intended to do has been done. It has long been done. And yet, here we are, still watching that death toll increase day by day. But I don't know. I guess we ignore it for the same reason that we ignore what's happening in Sudan, right? Yeah. How many of you know about that? Yeah, I'm really curious. I'd love to hear. 833-589-7637. Call or text, whatever the fuck. I would love to hear. How much do you know about Sudan? If you have a strong enough stomach, look into October 7th and the horrific violence that happened that day. And then I want you to read about what's happening in Sudan. And this is not at all to dismiss the tragedy that was October 7th. I'm not trying to do that. But it's a matter of what makes these tragedies tolerable. Why is it that we're totally in line with supporting Israel in its ethnic cleansing of all the Palestinian territories? Like, we're okay with the Palestinians being removed from their ancestral homelands. And, like, the majority of people don't even know that there's a civil war in Sudan, where all of the horrors of October 7th and every day since, on any side of that conflict, that shit is happening daily in Sudan. Why are we okay with these things happening, like to Palestinians and the Sudanese? Why are we okay with this? Well, you can probably guess where I'm going with that. So it's just, I'm not sure what else to really say about that whole problem. But there is something that I was saying leading up to this election that I was really trying to tell people about, specifically about the Palestine-Israel conflict. And it was that, is Harris great about all that stuff? No, absolutely not. You're absolutely right in being upset that she would seems that she would be continuity of the Biden administration, and she would just carry that forward, right? But what I just find wonderful is Mike Huckabee has been like designated the ambassador to Israel, and it's worth pointing out that Huckabee has very explicitly said there is no such thing as the West Bank. There is no such thing as Gaza. Those are Israeli territories. So they can do whatever the fuck they want to remove anyone who they claim doesn't belong there, right? So it's one of those things that I'm not going to like doing it, but I'm not going to stop doing it. When I start smacking you in the face and saying, do you fucking see what you did? Do you see what you helped create? Leading up to this point, yes, I can share the blame just as much as anyone else that we enabled what was genocide. Not essentially genocide. It fucking was genocide, right? And what I tried to do was tell people, you're fucking naive if you really, really think it cannot get worse. It cannot possibly ever be worse than it is now. So I really, really hope that your Jill Stein votes or fucking Cornel West votes, I really hope that you're happy about it. I really do. I didn't support fucking Genocide Joe or Kamala the Killer. I didn't support them. I voted against them because I care about Palestine. I care about the Palestinian people. And then when whatever little resistance there has been completely disappears, when the last remnants of a Palestinian state are just wiped off the map, you can congratulate yourself and say, I didn't vote for Kamala the Killer because I care about Palestinians. This is not going to get better because you didn't vote for Kamala. It's not that. I'm not at all saying that woman was like the fucking shining beacon of hope and peace. That isn't what I'm saying, because that would not be true. However, what I am saying is that is a woman that can be moved, that you can talk to, you can present information to her, and her position can be shifted in the direction you want it to go. It's not easy. And no, it's not immediate. It's not a perfect solution, but it was the only one that we fucking had. That was the only solution we fucking had. Okay? I'm sorry that it's not perfect. I'm sorry that your very simple idealism cannot tolerate the idea that the gears of politics and justice don't turn as quickly as you'd like them to. I'm sorry. Now it's time for you to understand how fucking reality works. You made your choices. You care so much about the Palestinians that you didn't vote for Kamala Harris. And now we're going to see what actually happens to the Palestinians without somebody who, like, as flawed as their positions are, please do not mistake, their positions are extremely flawed. Yes. But now we're going to see when Homeboy's fucking son-in-law has a financial interest in the Gaza territory because it's on, it would be beachfront property now that there's going to be nobody left in it. So it's, I hope you're happy. I really do. I'm going to rub this shit in your face until the day that I die. You care so much about Palestine that you abetted escorting a man who's going to allow them to be destroyed far quicker than they could have ever been. Possibly could have been prevented, because we know that Harris was trying her best to not be too harsh on the Biden administration, because if she is, she's being harsh on herself. Like, how do you not see the way that she has to balance that? So she can't shit on Biden, because to shit on Biden is to indirectly shit on herself. And when you're running a political campaign, you kind of can't do that. Okay? So we'll see. I have been firm about this for a long time, and I have a very strong idea of where this is going to go. And I will be right there reminding you every step of the way that you helped create this. Assuming you just couldn't, from the goodness of your heart, couldn't vote for Kamala the killer. You couldn't do it. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out when a man who has openly expressed how okay he would be just indifferent towards the complete elimination of any Palestinians left in the Palestine territories. You helped do this. I really hope that you're happy with yourself. I really hope you're satisfied. I really hope that your conscience lets you sleep at night when you say, I didn't vote for the killer Kamala. I voted for something else because I want peace and I care about Palestine. I care about Palestine so much. What a fucking time. As the cabinet picks are rolling in, and like, holy shit. It doesn't get better from to me, what is the elephant in the room, which was Palestine. That was the elephant in the room for me. Now we get to see what is fucking homie gonna do. He has the Senate and the House. The Supreme Court has long been on his side. There's nothing is going to stop him from doing whatever he wants. Looking at his cabinet picks, let me get myself in here. Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. It's an interesting choice. He's a bit of a hardliner. Good thing is that he had been a hardliner on Russia. He was also not too interested in helping Ukraine. And when Trump says, I'm going to negotiate a deal and I'll get it done in one day, all this is he's it's going to be walking up to Zelensky and saying, you're going to cede all of this territory or you're going to get run over. So cede the territory or die. Those are your options. What a wonderful choice. Secretary of State, fucking Marco Rubio, a little bit of a hardliner on the Ukraine aid, but also hardliner on Russia. He made his chops in the international relations, foreign relations world, being a hardliner on Cuba. And it's already really difficult in Cuba. Life there is already hard. Same with Venezuela. These places are fucking horrible to live in. So I really have to ask, has our hardline position on these sorts of nations, has it made anything better? Has it changed anything for the better? Are Venezuelans staying in Venezuela now? Because we we just keep saying we're gonna blow up every person who even approaches the border. Are they staying there? No, the fuck they're not. They continue to come. They're going to continue coming. It's a similar situation to now that we're going to withdraw from the Paris Climate Accords, and any semblance of reducing our carbon footprint is gone. So imagine, let's just pretend that Ron DeSantis is right, that people are safer from climate catastrophes than they ever have been, ever. So let's pretend that is correct, okay? Everybody in the US is just totally safe from any of it. Now, given that is the truth in the hypothetical, the rest of the world is not as well equipped to deal with it as we are, right? So as the world around us crumbles, I want you to really sit and think about it. Where do you think they're going to go? Where do you think they're going to go? Where do you think they're going to go? What, they're just going to sit there and say, oh, well, shucks, I wish I was an American. I wish I was born in America, but I'm not, so I'm just going to sit here and fucking die. Some people might think, what do I care? I don't care. If my family's taken care of, I don't care. It's not important to me what other people have to deal with as long as I'm okay. First of all, you're a piece of fucking garbage. Please remove yourselves from the gene pool by whatever means you deem most expedient. What's most important is that you remember, like, you hate immigrants now. You fucking don't want them coming here now. What do you think is going to happen when their homes are being destroyed? There's like no fucking food, no drinkable water. Where do you think these people are going to go? Where do you really think they're going to go? But hey, you didn't vote for Kamala the killer, right? So that's fine. That's good. That's good. I'm really glad. I really hope that works out for you. Well, Matt Gaetz dropped out of the fucking Attorney General bid. Some of these other picks, they get a little bit more wonky. Like Tulsi Gabbard as the Director of National Intelligence. It is all but proven that this woman is in some ways aligned with Russia. Somehow, some way, this woman is a Russian asset. And now she's in charge of every bit of intelligence that this country produces. Good stuff, right? But you didn't vote for Kamala the killer, right? So that's good. Pete Hegseth at Defense Secretary. Another one of those, more wonky to the average person. But this is a guy who, if you haven't seen, he has like a white Christian nationalist tattoo on him. But that's just one thing. Like, that tattoo, it's not a fucking dog whistle, okay? It's a goddamn train horn. These people are very open and clear about what they're trying to do. He's talking about he wants to end what blanket term woke policies of the military. So that's what he's bent on rooting out, which includes some kind of panel to remove 3- and 4-star flag officers from their positions because they're not, I don't know, they're too woke. Whatever the fuck that even means. So that's fun. Isn't that great? But you didn't vote for Kamala the killer, right? So that's good. You're getting exactly what you wanted. All in all, it's a good time. It's gonna be great. The Department of Government Efficiency. Come on, man. Slashing $2 trillion from the budget. When your Grammy and your Grampy are their Social Security isn't coming through anymore, when their Medicare isn't coming through anymore, be sure to let them know. I didn't vote for Kamala the killer. Let them know. Make sure that they know. Make sure everybody knows how much you fucking care about Palestine and how you let them get fucked by the entire apparatus that is the American government. Let them know. Make sure everybody knows. I think I've rambled enough. Enough ranting and raving about this shit. Man, the fucking fight doesn't stop here. All right. I myself am very interested in taking some time away from this bullshit, but I have no intention of stopping. Whatever that might cost me down the line with the way the future administration is looking to shape how they define terrorists and terrorism, who knows where this is going to go. But this shit doesn't stop. It doesn't stop here, and it doesn't stop now. I want to try to take this as my personal venting session about the single issue voters on the left. Whatever, man. Just, I guess, ignore the preceding 30 minutes if you want. Or don't. Whatever. It's up to you. It's just, fuck me, dude. This is not going to advance your cause. This is not going to make things better for the thing that you care about. It isn't. That's the simplest way, and I think like the most kindly worded way I can put this. This isn't going to make it better. This is not going to help Palestine at all. It's not. So, I guess I'll leave it there. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Progressive Patriots, a Lux Media production. If you'd like to give your thoughts on what we discussed, or if there's something that needs correction, you can text our anonymous line at 833-589-7637. If you think you're entertaining and informative, call and leave a voice message, and we'll see if you make the final release. 833-LUX-PODS. You can't go wrong. If you prefer to hit us up on social media, the account name is LVXMediaNet, all one word. That's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all the rest of that shit. If you can't find us, chances are we're not on it. A lot of stuff gets cut out from the final releases for all kinds of reasons. So if you want the raw audio, exactly as it's recorded, look us up on Patreon, LVXMediaNet, over there just like everywhere else. Even if you don't sign up on Patreon, you can still help us out a lot if you hit us with a rating on whatever app you're listening on. If you're not feeling a $5, you have our number, or you can slide into the DMs. Let us know how we can earn that full $5. Intro and outro by Middle of Nowhere Beats. And for more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxmedia.net. Fuck, I'm sure there's more shit that I'm leaving out. If there is, you got my number. You got my socials. Hit me up. Let me know. Fuck. Parting words for myself. What do I got? I'm just, you know what? For the sake of not getting myself in a twist all over again. Parting words. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Did you watch that? Do you care about that? 2 shows I have. We're talking about that over on Ultimate Effing Casual and Boxing B-Sides. We're getting ourselves back in a rhythm over there, but we're working on it. But we're going to make this shit work. Somehow we're going to figure this shit out. So keep it cool, man. Love people. If you try to set conditions on love, that's just manipulation. All right? Love people, even if they don't love you back. Love your neighbors. Love the people around you, even if they're different from you, or they live their lives in a way that doesn't harm anyone, but you don't understand. Doesn't matter. Love them anyway. That's the best we can do right now. So I'm sorry for being all shitty about Palestine voters. So I don't know. I don't know when I'll see you next, but I'll see you on the other side.
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair.
No dictatorship can exist with suffrage, freedom of speech and press.
The misery that is now upon us is the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. Life can be free and beautiful. The hate of men will pass, and the power they took from the people will return to the people.